Good evening, Martin and mcfcfantv, and welcome to the latest edition of the Friday Night Social, where we're going to discuss none other than the Fulham Preview. I should have been laughing, and I'm sorry, but I'm not even going to look at it. I'm looking at somebody off screen, and he's putting pictures up. Well, I'm ignoring him. Don't do it. Completely go. Let's try and stay professional. Right. Good evening. As I said, tonight we're going to discuss Fulham, and we're going to discuss a few other subjects as well. Amongst others, we're going to talk about VAR, that old chestnut, and we're also going to talk about Pep's rotation. Is it rotation, or has Pep become ruthless? What we did, we are joined by two utter reprobates and a gentleman. I'm going to bring in a gentleman first, all the way from Washington. Is Carl. How are you, buddy?
I'm well, Martin. Good to see you. I'm also one of reprobates, so I don't mind being called that.
No, you're not doing what they're doing off screen to me, though.
I think Chris is the gentleman. Chris is the one that I see eye to eye with most of the time.
Chris is a gentleman. Get lost.
But good to be here. Good to see you, mate.
Hang on, one of them's dropped off. I've lost one of them completely. And the other guy I'm going to bring in, I was going to leave him off screen, but here he comes, the Ginger Princess himself, Mr. Baker. Hello, Ginger Princess. How are you, sweetheart?
All right, sick note. How are you?
Do I look like Darren Anderson?
You look far worse than Darren Henderson, mate.
Darren Henderson?
Anderson, whatever his name was.
Yeah, this real football fan here who has no idea who he is, or We did have a fourth member, but he's suddenly disappeared somewhere. I don't know where he's gone. Any idea?
No, we'll just get on without him, shall we?
Yeah, let's get into some of those. How are you anyway, mate?
Yeah, all right, mate. It's been a bit of a horrible day here, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit of snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Levi Greenwood, hello. Adam Quinn, hi guys. How are you, buddy? City to win 6-0 tomorrow. We'll get into that. Fuka Mudder says hello. One of your mates. Doopy says hi. Sean Fogarty, hello, buddy. Hope you're doing all right. I know you're in isolation, buddy. Hello, John Grogan. How are you? Alan is going to join us when he decides to come back. Don't know where he's gone. Tom Betts, hi, guys. Evening, Martin, mate. How are we? Great show as always, lads. 1 week till the derby. Goosebumps. What great show as always. We've not even get going yet, mate.
It's not been the greatest so far.
Well, no, you're on it. Hi, guys. Good evening. Hope you're safe and healthy, guys. Peter Curry's on. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gents. I'm talking about you, Chris? Because me and Carl are the gentlemen, as I said. Doopy. Hi, Martin, Chris and Carl. Here he is. All the way. He's not in Australia at the moment. He's in Tasmania.
That is Australia.
Oh, he is a devil. Just shut up. You've ruined my joke. Hello, Mr. How are you, Alan?
I'm all right, thank you. Sorry about that. My laptop crashed just as we were going on.
Hang on a second, Martin. I thought you banned this clown.
No.
Oh, I thought it was Ross.
I was going to bring Ross on, but Ross has got to do some work as well, so he couldn't come on the match long. Sir Alan arrives.
Yeah, Alan.
From Hobart in Tasmania. And Tasmania is part of Australia, Martin, just so you know.
Well, I don't know. I'm not exactly Australian. How do I know? Don't speak photographer. How's your mum and dad?
They're all right. My dad's obviously he's in his 84. He's slowed up now, but he's looking forward to watching some cricket this afternoon, which I'm going with him this afternoon.
God, your dad must have had you young.
Hey, yeah. Well,
Your dad must have had you young because you're 60, aren't you?
54. Never you mind. Yeah. So they're all right. The sister's bossing me around. I'm up sister's house around the corner. So it's all good.
Good. I like it when you get bossed around. Right,
Yeah.
so Fulham preview. We have Fulham at home tomorrow. What I've heard all week is a guaranteed 3 points. We're going to smash them. We're going to stick 4, 5s and 6s in. This is all I've heard all week. I'm not 100% sure on that, but all I want to do, first of all, I want to get your initial thoughts of the game right now. Before I don't want to go into Pep. We're going to Pep's press conference and what he said and everything else. But Carl, City and Fulham tomorrow. Your initial thoughts, buddy?
That's my sister, by the way.
Hi, Margaret.
My thoughts about tomorrow, it's a must win. It's an opportunity for us to climb up the table. There's some other tough games that everybody has. Liverpool has Wolves, Tottenham have Arsenal, United have West Ham away, Chelsea have Leeds, which is going to be a tough game. So it's an opportunity for us out of the top 6 teams to climb up the table. So it's a must win. It's an absolute must win. Whether it's 2-1, 1-0, 3-1, 4-3, don't care. Just get the 3 points. Let's move up the table.
So how we win, you're not bothered about as long as we win.
Right now, we need the result. Bottom line. If it's 10-0, great. If it's 1-0, great. Just 3 points. That's all we need at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris, Fulham tomorrow. Your initial thoughts?
I agree with Carl. We just need to win. We're down in 11th, and we need to sort of be now starting to close that gap. And there's no reason why we shouldn't beat Fulham fairly convincingly, really. Our recent record against them is really good. I think the last 15 games, I think I read somewhere we've won the last 12 and drawn 3, and we've scored quite a lot of goals against them in the process. So I am feeling confident about tomorrow. Whether it's going to get 6 or not, that's that would be very nice, but you can't guarantee stuff like that.
Well, the Char Blue says I'm worried about Tosin tomorrow. Yes, Tosin Adebayo. He's back at the Etihad since leaving permanently in a £2 million transfer to Fulham. Alan, Fulham tomorrow.
It's a must-win game. We're down in 11th, mid-table team at the moment, and we've got to close that gap. So we've got to win the game if we're going to make some strides into the league. If we don't get a result, then I can't see us reaching top 4 this season. We've got to start winning games consistently. Our performances are getting better, and there's more consistency there. We've just got to keep it going. The next 2 games, Fulham and the team down the road, we have to win, and we have to win Old Trafford as well.
So you're saying we're in danger of not making top 4?
Well, if we lose tomorrow, then there's a big gap, in my opinion. And the consistency is not there. We have to win games. We've lost 2 games, and 2 games is enough. We can't start losing games now. We've got to start.
The majority of them.
Okay, I'm not interested in the other teams. I'm interested in us. We have to start winning.
Okay. So you sort of hit the panic button already, and you're like, we're not making.
No, I'm not. But we need to get consistent in our home games. We need to start winning, and we need to start getting on a big run here. I think we need to get on a run, and the next few games push us back up there is very, very important, because we don't want to be stuck in mid-table in another 4 games, do we?
No, but we've got a game in hand. That game in hand is crucial.
Yeah, I agree. But we can only beat what's in front of us at the moment. Can you imagine going into that game in hand and we're 3rd or 4th? That'd be better, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't want to put. We have to start winning games. 11th. I think we need to move up that table. So.
Fulham, believe it or not, Fulham was everyone's favourites to go bye-bye this year. Guaranteed straight back down. And if we look at the last few results, they've started off, they got, the last since, middle of October, they got a 1-1 away at Sheffield United. just got beat by Palace 2-1. They beat Fulham, West Brom at home 2-0. Got beat by West Ham. They were very, very unlucky, by all accounts, at Goodison Park, losing 3-2. Apparently, the second half, they absolutely battered Everton all over the pitch. And then they got a really good win away at Leicester. Now, from what I've heard is that Leicester got Leicestered, believe it or not. Leicester got what they did to us, Fulham did to them last week. Basically,
they play counter-attack football, don't they?
Yeah.
They play counter-attack. So that, which is something that we don't particularly like, but we've done a lot better since Diaz has arrived at the club, to be fair. So we'll see. It's going to be tough, though, because they've got one or two decent players. They've got that Chelsea lad in midfield, don't they? So, he's a good one. I think he's a good player, he is. And he's powerful.
We're expecting 10 men behind the ball tomorrow.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you look at all the games, that's what they're probably going to try to do is put 10 men behind the ball. If they do that, they're going to get hammered. The best way they can get to us is to play expansive, frankly, and try to take us on one-on-one. If they put 10 men behind the ball, they're not Tottenham with their rugged players who only know how to defend 10 in the box and counter-attack. They have to come out and play us. That's the only way they're going to get something. They have Mitrovic is good. Lookman is quick. He's a really quick player. Can he finish? Who knows? But we just have to win. I don't care. I don't care if Edison scores the goal or it's Aguero with one leg. We just have to win. Bottom line tomorrow.
Well, Aguero's out. Aguero's not playing.
Yeah, I mean, even if he has half a leg, right? Even if he has half a leg and he's playing, somebody has to score and get us over the line because we just have to score.
Well, moving on to the next question. Who does score tomorrow? Because it's been confirmed Aguero's not in tomorrow.
Gabby Jesus, Ferran Torres, or Sterling for me. One of the three. That's my front three, by the way.
It'll be Jesus tomorrow.
Yeah.
He knows he needs to win.
Tosin Adebayo.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good kid. I watched him at Fulham. I like what he's doing at Fulham, but there's a reason why he went to Fulham, right? I mean, frankly, let's be honest. He's better than Garcia for me. But I mean, clearly, we just have to. Beat him. Frankly, tomorrow, Martin, there's just no excuse. There's no excuse at this point.
Hey, but are you looking forward to seeing him? What we could have missed? I mean, you just said he's better than Garcia. I don't see Tosin getting linked with Barcelona anytime soon, though.
Well, the other question, I mean, would Garcia play in the Championship and be successful? Probably not. Right? He's a tough English lad who's hard as knuckles, plays well. He may not be able to pass like Garcia, but he can head, he can close down, right? He can fight, right? He's in a relegation scrap. Imagine Garcia at Fulham. Would he be able to be in a relegation scrap? I'd take him any day. And he really wanted to be at City, but we didn't give him the chance, so he went to Fulham. I can't blame him.
We had the chance. We had the chance. He got games. He just felt like Bambi on ice.
He was, but he's improved.
Yeah.
He's improved tremendously by playing in the Championship, getting his hair under his legs. He's improved as a man, and he's tough. I've watched all his games so far this season. He's been good. So, great to see the kid.
He has done well for them. I've watched games as well.
Yeah, he's been good.
Yes, he has done well.
Chris, Tosin, are you looking forward to seeing him tomorrow? What we could have had, maybe, what we've lost?
If you're asking me, would I rather see Tosin in the back line or Ruben Diaz, then it's absolutely a ridiculous question.
Point.
But I should expect them from you. I would say this: 2 million. 2 million is a joke for him.
Yeah, I agree.
That was absolutely terrible from City yet again in the transfer market. All City players who've played for us, I like to see him doing well. I hope he doesn't have a stormer tomorrow, but I don't want him to mess up either. He did nothing wrong. He's a City fan at the end of the day. He always wanted to play for City. Don't have anything against the lad at all. And he's done well. Good luck to him.
I'm going to have to bring this up. He's in bed. He's got a conference call at 4 a.m., so that's why Andy's not here. but he's in bed off to sleep. But who's had it back? Oh, and Alan, we played 9 games of 38, and we have to win. Enjoy the FNS, fella, and people see you tomorrow for a review.
Go to sleep, Andy.
Andy, the point, Andy, is, and I hear Andy, right? I hear Andy, but the point is that they don't come easier than this. Fulham at home, at the Etihad, with a fully fit squad. That's the point, right? Is we got to win this game, especially because we've got Liverpool playing Wolves, Chelsea are playing Leeds, Tottenham are playing Arsenal, United away at West Ham. If they drop points, we climb, right? Somebody's got to drop points, right? They're all above us for the most part. Yeah, they're all above us. So if they drop points, we climb.
Yeah. Well, Doobie said if we get cocky, we'll lose.
Agree.
Agreed.
What do we all think of Scott Parker as a manager? Cal, Scott Parker.
I think it looks good. I think it looks the part. It looks good. But in the Premier League, maybe not. He needs. I don't know. Maybe he's not good enough. I mean, compare him to Frank Lampard or compare him to even Arteta. Clearly that there's a gap in experience and knowledge and performance. So, but I like him. I like the guy. It looks good.
Alan, what do you think of Scotty Parker? Great player.
Yeah, he was
a top manager.
I like him, to be fair. Look, let's face it, he's at Fulham. He is restricted about who he can buy, who he can bring in, and the types of players he can have. Yeah. So you can never tell until someone gets an opportunity at a bigger club. I'd like to see someone like Everton or someone like that where he'd have more opportunity with better players and to see what he could do. But I put him on the same sort of level as the ex-Bournemouth manager as well, who I'd like to see get a big job.
Eddie Howe.
Yeah, I think I rate him. I think if he got a bigger club when he decides to come back, I'd like to see how he does, because Eddie Howe is a potential England manager.
I like him a lot.
If he does well at a big club, Eddie Howe is definitely a potential England manager.
Alan, with Eddie Howe, anytime that City weren't playing and Bournemouth was playing, I watched them.
Yeah, they play great football. They play great football. They really do.
Beautiful football.
They do. Yeah, they do.
Okay. Peter Curry's gone. He's gone with his prediction early. He's gone with Edison, Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Mendet, Roderick, Gundo, KDB, Sterling, Mahrez.
Where's Phil?
We will come on to that at some point tonight, Cal. Don't worry. Chris, Scotty Parker. Is someone young up and coming manager that excites you, or
I don't know if he excites me because I haven't really seen enough of him. He's done really well to get Fulham up. I think that when you look at Lampard and you look at Arteta, right?
Yeah, go to sleep, Andy.
Lampard and Arteta are in similar situations. They're very new to, management. And he's doing it a bit of a harder way. He's not got the finances behind him like they have. Mm-hmm. I loved him as a player. I really would have liked to, seen him sort of given a chance at a better club than he got. Than he got to. I thought he was a really, really excellent player, and I really want him to do well. Whether he excites me as a manager, that's another thing, mate. I don't think he'll ever be in charge of us. That's for sure.
No. Okay then. Well, as we know, Pep had his press conference today, and he was asked many things. Talked about Sterling's form, where he did reply, he doesn't need to do anything he hasn't done when we are at the club. His contribution at this club has been incredible. I speak to players every day. Him, Aki and Laporte and De Bruyne and Torres and Gundo all want to play, all of them. So, on that, Sterling, is his form a concern for anybody? Should he be in tomorrow?
Just play him on the right side.
I love the way he keeps it so. Just play him on the right. Play him on the right.
Play him on the right. Just play him on the right, man. Just play him on the right. Play Torres on the left. Sterling will come back. Sterling's not a number 9 striker, right? He's quick. He's dynamic on the right. He can give assists on the right, like in 17-18 season. Just play him on the right. Yeah, especially against the back 10. Yeah, just play him on the right.
Alan, Sterling, does he start tomorrow for you? I mean, we'll go through your starting 11 soon.
If he plays him on the right hand side, because I think he's a waste of space on the left, to be honest with you. I just don't rate him on the left hand side.
Yeah.
If he plays him on the right hand side, I'm with Carl on that.
Yeah.
He's a far better player, far better player, because he doesn't really have a left foot. So, you know, I just prefer him there, to be honest with you. Whether he plays Torres or Foden, let's face it, Foden's only going to play on the left hand side or the right hand side because Pep's not picked him once in that number 10 role this season, so I can't see him just starting doing it there. So, you know, it depends who plays, because they'll rotate. They'll start doing this during the game, but you know, play him on the right hand side. But if he plays him on the left, rather than having that in the team, I'd rather have the bench.
Chris,
It's what?
You don't know.
Yeah.
Foden's form, it does concern me a little bit, but I think the lads are both right. Yeah, Sterling, sorry, yeah. I think that the lads are both right. You know, I think that if you play him on the right hand side, you watch him, you know, produce what you used to seeing him producing, you know, at his best. I think it has coincided with him going on the left as well. He's nowhere near as consistent on that side. He's far more dangerous, productive. You know, he's far better on the right. He's accommodated Riyadh at the minute, I think. And I don't think that's the right thing to do.
Well, we will go on to this Shazab in a moment when we talk about the Shazab gone for a 3-0 to City tomorrow. And Charlie Everett said Sterling won't play tomorrow. Big call, that one. 700th game for Mr. Guardiola tomorrow.
That's huge.
Not a good test in football. 700.
700.
He was asked about that, and he said, I'll do another 700 and then retire. So 700's a lot. I mean, that's some landmark, isn't it, Carl? 700 games.
At the 700 club, that's a lot of games. At the height, we're not talking in under 12 grassroots football, right? We're talking about Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Barcelona B, Man City. That's a lot of games.
Yeah.
And not just the games, to win the trophies, 26 trophies, 24 trophies, 2 Champions Leagues, how many league titles? Yeah. Changing football forever, the way they played in Barcelona 2011, the way City played in 17-18. I mean 700 defining games. And his win percentage is what, 60, 70%? Yeah. It's just incredible. He, to me, is in our generation, probably the best manager in the world in our generation.
Sorry, can I just stop you all there? Sorry. Mr. Baker, put your game pool away.
I haven't got anything at you.
Away.
You're talking. You're talking to the wrong person. I am looking for something.
Beep.
That's not. It's not me.
Is it not you?
No.
I believe you then. Don't worry. Right, go on. Sorry, go on. 700.
And people keep telling us that he's a fraud. All the spectators keep saying all the teams, but is a fraudiola is fraud. Really?
Alan, you know why they say that, Alan?
26 trophies and 700 games. But he's a fraud. Really?
Alan, you know why? All those people say he's a fraud. You tell them that Guardiola is their next manager and see what happens. I guarantee you.
I know, mate. We've been walking around with the hand on something that we simply do. There we go.
Yeah.
You know, I had the champagne out when it got announced that Pep was coming to City. I'll be honest with you. I celebrated like
anybody who watched the 2008 to 2012 Barcelona team and tells me that that's fraud is absolutely clueless.
They'll come out with, that was a ready-made team. It was already there.
He brought in Busquets from Barcelona B. He brought in a lot of those Xavi from Barcelona B. He brought a lot of those players from Barcelona B. Now Messi was already there, but he hadn't won anything in a couple of years. He transformed the way football is played. I mean,
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
I mean, the guy who won, the only manager in world football to win every single trophy, I think it was 9 trophies in 1 year. Every single thing that was available. Every single trophy, all the Spanish trophies, the World Club Cup, the Super Cup, every single thing he won in his first season.
We'll bring that in a minute, Carl, to the gas. I'm trying to try and stay on topic. But guys, if you do have any questions to come in for the guests, get them in, and we'll come back to them at some point. I promise you. Chris, 700 club. Can you believe it? Is he the ball fraudiola as everyone says he is?
Look, that gets thrown at him because he's managed at Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and now was, he's had the best teams. He's had a lot of money to spend in that time. But you can see that at other clubs where, they're spending 80 whatever million on a fridge and 90 million on some guy who just likes his hair. You can spend money all you like. It's how you do what you do with that money. And yes, he has had a lot of money to spend, but his football is incredible. And I think as well, his football has changed the way a lot of teams approach football now. I think he's a genius, an absolute genius. He's stubborn. He has his issues. Don't get me wrong, but even I'm not even perfect, Martin, and you might find that hard to believe, but it's just the way it is. He's an absolute gem, and I'm so happy he's at Manchester City. And like Alan said, to have him is just an amazing thing.
Yeah. Adam Quinn says I'm talking. You know what? I don't know what about. I only asked the question, and I'm talking out my rear end apparently. Hey, never mind. Adam, let me know what I'm talking out my rear end about. I have no idea myself. I only asked the question, but I'm with you guys. I don't think we will ever realise how good a manager we've had till we haven't got him. There's an old saying, you don't realise what you had till it's gone.
Yeah.
I think we
do. I don't think we'll appreciate him fully until he's gone. I don't think we're going to be like Bayern Munich fans who don't really rate him anymore, and we're glad he went out the door. And I mean, Bayern Munich fans just didn't take to Pep Guardiola really, and it ended quite not harmoniously. It was quite bitter. It was quite nasty between them.
Well, you know why, Martin? You know why, right? Because in their minds, nobody leaves Bayern Munich to go to City.
Yeah.
And he told them, I'm done. I'm moving on.
Yeah.
I'm going to a club where my friends are at, where I have the reins. I can buy who I want to buy. I can play how I want to play. I don't get questioned by Rummenigge or by Ole Hoeneß, who went to serve time, or whoever it was. I can play the way I want to play. I don't get these little nasty interviews from the German media about how I play and how I want to play. I can go there. I'm going to go to a club where I'm loved for who I am. Right? You can't blame him. So, they can stuff it as far as I'm concerned.
So Zeke said, Martin, have you watched City Amazon Prime? Yes, I watched it a couple of years back. I watched it all when it was live and it was out and everything else. Carl Blundell says, Bayern didn't love him because he was embarrassing. Yeah, that's what I did read as well.
No, he got to the semi-final twice. That's not embarrassing. Nobody has a right to win a champion.
No, Carl, I've heard Bayern Munich fans interviewed, and they have to win it. No, they have to win it in Bayern Munich. Not winning it.
How many times have they won it in the past 10 years? Once last year, right?
They won it more than once in the last 10 years.
What? They won it in 2000 twice in the last 10 years. Okay. Mm-hmm. How many times have Real Madrid won it in the past couple of years, and now they want to fight as man?
Well, Carl, one thing I will say is that Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, you don't win the Champions League, you get sacked.
Nobody has a right to win the Champions League.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying, when we're talking Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and we're different. And this is what a lot of the critics said about Pep. At any other top club, he'd have been out the door after Lyon.
Yeah, I agree with that. What I'm saying is that to get to the semi-final of a Champions League is not crap. It's not crap, right? And to win
I agree with you.
Right.
I totally agree with you. But Bayern Munich see it as crap. To them, that's failure.
Yep.
That's failure to them.
I wouldn't say that, Martin. Look at the football they played. They won the German league easily. Yeah, maybe so, but if they didn't like Pep leaving. That's the thing with Bayern Munich. In Bayern Munich's head, they are the biggest thing in the world. And that's they didn't like him leaving.
Correct.
That's all it boils down to: petty jealousy.
Think about because Carl Blunny talks about Bayern. Didn't Ancelotti go there? Wasn't he fired after how many games? Right? Does that make Ancelotti a bad manager? Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm. So, no. I agree with you. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. at Bayern Munich, they have this attitude of we have to win everything. We are the best. We must be winning every trophy. And if you don't, you are literally out the door.
The reality, Martin.
Not given a chance there at all, which is a bit really.
The reality is that Bayern Munich has made the Bundesliga look like trash. One team wins every single year for the past 10 years. They buy other teams' players. They don't invest in other teams. You know, Sancho, why isn't he at Bayern Munich? That's what they do. So I'm not impressed with Bayern Munich or the Bundesliga for me, right? Now, they won the Champions League, fine. Kudos to them. Hands up. Apart from that, not worth watching, in my opinion.
Okay.
They get in Germany, the players don't get that much money as far as wages are concerned, apart from Bayern Munich. The reason why they lead teams from other clubs in Germany is because they pay double the amount what anyone else would get in the Bundesliga, and that's a fact. Look at Sane's wages. Like they don't overspend on players as far as transfer fees, but they pay through the nose for their salaries. That's why they win their league every single year. And Martin's right. The Barcelonas, the Real Madrids, the Bayern Munichs of the world at the moment, they don't win the Champions League or at least get to the final, they're fired. Simple as that. They are fired. And Pep was under pressure because he won the league 3 times on the bounce in Germany, which is like Scotland. You know, but if you don't win it there, you are crap. But the Champions League is what the managers are measured on in Germany and in Spain, mainly because of the finances it brings in. And let's face it, we don't need finances at City with the Premier League money that comes through the door. It's, you know, to win the Champions League you get 90 million, and to win the Premier League you get 165 million. There's no comparison. The league's better than the Champions League. So that's the biggest difference. Where in Germany, you only get something like 90 million for winning the Bundesliga. So it's not. It doesn't compete with. This is my whole argument with people that say, "Oh, the Champions League's the best," and that's when the benchmark is, and it's the best league. It's not. The Premier League's the best now. It used to be when it was the European Cup, but not now. Not now. But you look at the groups that the Champions League has now. You know, you go through all the teams in the groups. How many teams in them groups would get in our top 10 in the Premier League?
And Alan, to your point, now they've introduced a third competition. What's the UEFA
League?
No, there's the third competition starting next year or the year after. So after the Europa League, there's another competition they added today.
It was better, and Christian was, when it was just the European Cup, and Euro as well, and the UEFA Cup and the European Cup League Cup, and only the top team entered the European Cup, and one of the two top in the league. Yeah. And I'm still convinced that is still the best format. The Champions League is all about cash to them now, because if the top team are the ones that play in the European Cup only from each league, then you get second, third, and fourth to play in the UEFA Cup, and it actually means something now, like it used to do. Now it just doesn't mean anything, and it's rubbish. They've actually devalued European football by doing what they've done. You know, and you, apart from Bayern Munich last year, do you know how many teams that won the Champions League finished top of their league the year before? There's only one team that's Bayern Munich.
And Alan, they added today the UEFA Europa Conference League, which is the third tier now. So you have now Champions League, Europa League, and then the Conference League.
So is that meant to be the Cup Winners' Cup?
I don't know what it is.
Anyway, let's get back on to the Fulham situation. I will come on to this. This might be the last thing we talk about. I really don't want Messi to come in with improved shirt sales and the club's revenues, but it would destroy our team.
It's winding me up.
Get Erling Haaland or Ayazabal.
It's winding me up. It's winding me up.
Try and put it up.
Let's get both of them, man. Let's get both.
Both of them. What kind of money do you think we've got?
Let's get both of them. I'd sell a player, man.
Oh, let's get both.
I would sell a particular player to fund that transaction.
Who?
You know who.
Well, say that.
Right, anyway, let's go round the board. Tomorrow's lineup.
Yes, sir.
3 o'clock kickoff. City versus Fulham. Who's in goal? Are we all saying Edison?
Yeah.
Anyone different on Edison?
Let's give Stefan a chance, man. But Edison.
Stop being patriotic, you over there.
Eddie, of course, Eddie.
Right back.
Kyle.
Walker every day. Power, pace.
Hello.
I'm gonna go for Shout.
That's what I was thinking.
Not a bad idea.
I'm gonna go for Shout.
That's not a bad idea. You know, Aaron, your point is real quick.
Fulham are going to park.
Zhao was a better cross of the ball than Walker, right? Is that what right?
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna give him game time.
Okay.
Centre back.
Oh.
Now, this will. There we go.
Oh.
Name me 2 centre backs. Carl.
Stones.
Diaz and Laporte.
Ooh. Chris.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why in a minute.
Yeah, go on, Chris.
Yeah, that would be my partnership as well. I would sort of put on the Walker and Cancelo thing. I think tomorrow that Fulham will play on the counter attack, and I think Walker's pace comes in very handy when teams play like against us. So that's why I play.
That's my thinking.
Especially against Lukman. Lukman is quick, so yeah.
Ask Carl about Lukman.
Well, wasn't Lukman the one who scored against us when we got beat by Everton 4-0? Came on? Wasn't he one of the ones that came on?
Don't remind me I was at that game. Tom Davis is God. Tom Davis is God. That's all I heard it loud. You got to remember, we had Clichy, Kolarov, and everyone else in the back line. Do me a favour. Alan, who's your back line tomorrow? Who's your back 2?
Stones and Diaz.
Okay. Carl, why have you gone for Diaz and Laporte?
Because I think
you know the question, so don't delve into the next question too much.
Okay. I think it's Diaz and Laporte because of the derby that's coming up. I think he's going to want to see if Laporte's head is ready for the derby. And if he's not, then he goes back.
Right. Anyone else want to say why they've chosen those 2 centre backs?
I just think Stones playing well at the moment. He deserves to be in the team.
I'm going for Stones and Diaz.
Yeah.
Well,
I wouldn't have a problem if that was the back 2 at all, but I don't think we should be making Laporte a scapegoat. I think that's
no one is, but everyone has times where.
No, I'm not talking. I'm not talking about us, Alan. I'm talking about
whoa.
Some of what was said.
We're going into the next bit.
Well, then crack on then. Get to the left back.
Oi, Ginge. Calm down, please. Right, left back. Carl.
I'm going to try Ake.
Ooh, there's a curve.
Yeah. Again, because of the United game that's coming up, let's see if Ake can play left back with Diaz, Laporte, and Walker. Because we know what Mendy can do.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Alan, who's going at left back for you?
Ake.
And Chris.
Mendy.
No, I wrote down Cancelo as the left back. But I'm not that Ake would not disappoint me.
Well, Charlie says I don't think I've gone, like I said, my back line is going to be Walker, Stones, Diaz, and Mendy. I just think the minute Mendy's fit, I think Pep is desperate to get him in that team at left back. I think he's straight in. Natural left footer.
I'll tell you what, Martin and guys, this is good, man. To have 4, 5, 6 defenders fit. and ready to go. I mean, we haven't been this way since when? 2 years ago.
Yeah. Nope. And it's nice. It's nice as well, Carl, that we're not really that fussed if someone else goes into a slot. It's nice that we got some confidence in the 6-7 players there. It's good.
Yeah.
We will talk about that, Nahima, in a moment when we come off this. CDM. I'm going Rodri. Anyone want to challenge me?
No.
Not on Rodri.
Not Rodri, no.
Alan? I'm desperate to say.
I know, but I'm not sold on him yet.
Would Fernandinho, though, be an option because it's Fulham? Yeah. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Yeah. 35, they're gonna stick 10 men, and they're gonna play in the counter. So would Fernandinho be better in that role?
Yeah, Fernandinho's a better player than Rodri, but Rodri's younger. So we know that Fernandinho can't play every game.
Yeah.
But if you're asking me who's a better player, I'll take Fernandinho all day long. But Fernandinho's not going to be there next season, so we have to start playing the players that are going to be there next season.
It all depends on if Pep goes with a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, right?
Yeah.
So if it's going with 4-3-3, which I want to see because I have a midfielder in mind. It's Rodri as a holding because at least he's younger and he's a bit more mobile. If he doesn't pass as well as Fernandinho, I think he would be the one for me.
Yeah. I'm going to throw a curveball. I'm going to say Fernandinho starts tomorrow at CDM.
He might do.
Just simply because of the opposition and the way they play. And we're going to have the majority of the ball tomorrow. Yeah. I think Rodri against probably better clubs should be given the chance. I know people are going to, but I think at 35, his age won't play, and that loss of pace won't play so much of a factor tomorrow within the game. So I think it would be nice to give him a go. Who's in front of him then? Who's the two?
Oh, simple for me.
Same for me.
I think we're all going to say KDB.
KDB and Phil for me.
Yep.
That's it.
But he never plays Phil there.
Oh, man, it's a shame. KDB and
you told me when he's played in the season. There.
I know, I hear you. But KDB and
Phil, I'd love to see KDB and Phil together.
KDB and Phil with Rodri.
It drives me nuts why he won't play in there. He'll be parked on the left-hand side again.
Yeah.
So if he plays, or he parks him on the right-hand side. It drives me nuts because
I know.
He tells us that he's the David Silva replacement, and he hasn't done it yet. Why?
See, I think the problem is, I thought about this, is he's probably going to play Gundogan and KDB because Gundogan is always a 7/10. Phil can be a 10/10 some games, and then he becomes 6/10 some games. He likes that.
To me, we're missing that creativity to get clear-cut chances. And until he gives Foden an opportunity to play that role, we're never not going to know. And he just doesn't do it. And that's the only thing that's driving me nuts at the moment. It winds me up big time.
But for me, it has to be Phil and Kevin. I mean, that Phil and Kevin combination would be absolutely sparkling.
Yeah.
Dynamism, energy, innovation, Hollywood passes, control, passing. I mean, you name it. That those two that have a front three that's quick. Oh, goodness me. It would be,
Did you sack him?
He won't do it. He won't do it. That's why we love him.
Alan, did you sack her?
Hey?
Did you sack her for driving you nuts?
Yeah.
The bacon slicer, did you get rid of her? Oh, that's just gone way over someone's head. Chris was laughing privately because he knew what had been said, and everyone else is just sort of really. Anyway, right. Sean wants to know, I think you said there's no watch along tomorrow. If so, is there a match? Yes, just a reminder, there is no watch along tomorrow because I'm going dreaded Christmas shopping. Oh, can't wait for that one. And I would rather be doing the watch along.
We'll go then.
You tell your missus what you're not doing. See where that gets you.
Oh, I thought you were the king of your house earlier on.
I'm not the
So
key
you're not
man.
watching the game. You're not watching the game.
No, I won't be watching the game. No, I
No,
will.
you didn't watch it.
I will.
You didn't watch it on Wednesday. You fell asleep.
Excuse me. I was ill Wednesday, as you very much know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did.
I was doing the 2000th COVID test. And the other thing, and then, no, I will have it on tomorrow. I will have it on the radio, or I will have it on my mobile on the go.
Oh, really?
So I will have it on. I just won't have it later on. Take care, LaChelle Blue. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong one. LaChelle Blue, take care. Sorry, right. So we've all gone for that then. Front three. Cal.
Torres left, Jesus central, Sterling right.
Torres left. Get Jesus central, Sterling right.
Yep.
So you drop Mahrez after an hat-trick.
Yep.
Okay. That'll fit nicely into our next section. Chris.
Well, that's exactly the front three that I would have, but I do think it's going to be very difficult to drop Riyadh. But yeah, that'd be my personal front three, mate.
Alan.
Foden on the left, Jesus down the middle, and then Sterling on the right.
Thought you had Foden in the centre.
No. Gundogan. You never give me a chance to. I disagree with Foden being there because he's never played in there.
Yeah, did that, yeah.
Sorry, it's because, yeah. Martin, can I ask you a question? You may off you go then. My front three tomorrow will be Torres, Jesus, and Mahrez. Because I don't think he'll drop Mahrez. Not after last week. He just won't do it. I just don't think. Because if he does it, which brings us nicely in a minute onto our next section, he's going back on what he said in the previous week.
The problem you have is that if our boy gets on board and starts to cut in again and gets blocked and it's 50, 45, 50 minutes, 60 minutes and it's 0-0, panic stations, right? You want to start quick, fast, dynamic for me.
Really.
Right. Well, before we go on to that, let's go around with your score predictions. Carl, score prediction for tomorrow.
3-1 City.
3-1.
Yeah.
Alan.
2-1 City.
2-1. Chris.
4-0.
I'm with you, Chris. I'm going 5-0 tomorrow.
Wow.
I'm going to absolutely steamroll these tomorrow.
Oh.
Because I think we'll get an early goal and they will open up like a can of tuna.
Well, Martin.
I was going to say something else. I'm not allowed to do that.
Martin, you won't know until you get in the car when you're going home what's going on. You're watching it. Because you're watching that.
Sorry,
you're looking at the shots.
The game? Yeah, I thought that'd put you back in your box. Right, anyway, moving on. Right, so we've all gone for a Man City win tomorrow, convincingly. Some have gone for a close game. Me and Chris have gone for a good hiding. One of us is going to be wrong.
Yeah.
You could all be wrong.
Could all be wrong. Might get beat. Whoa, and then see a meltdown.
Meltdown.
Whoa.
I mean, demands come on.
I tell you, I'm glad I won't be on the reaction show if we get beat.
Meltdown.
I'll leave that one to wonder. Right, okay, sorry. Right, let's move on to the next section. Pep has made some quotes this week, and I was on, and this is a cheap plug, BBC Radio Manchester last night, talking with Emily, who comes on the show, all about Pep's rotation quotes and also the treatment of Laporte, because I've heard some City fans think the way Laporte's been treated is not good. It's quite poor, doesn't deserve to be dropped for the last 3 games. Obviously, he's not taken part. What are you looking like that for down there?
No, come on.
Wimbledon, your face will stay like that.
No, but that's just a strange comment by City fans. Go on.
Because as we know, Emerick Laporte has not taken part since the 2-0 defeat away at the new White Hart Lane, and has taken a little bit of the blame for that result, performance, whatever you want to call it. But Pep Guardiola's come out this week and said, as I told Alan last week on the Sunday Night Social, that players were now going to be played on merit, on form. No more rotation. No more just switching round for switching round's sake. Is that Pep? Should we believe that? What do you think? Carl, what do you think? Is Pep, is he really going to do that? And B, do you think he should be doing that?
Well, that's what he said, right? There are going to be changes, right? After the game, after the loss against the Spurs or who, right? He said there are going to be changes, and clearly,
quite angry. Yeah, he was very angry.
Yeah, and clearly he's gone twice in a row with Diaz and Stones, and they performed, frankly. So I won't be surprised if they play again tomorrow. Still think he's going to give Laporte a chance to look in to see if he's ready. But kudos to him. You know, you can't, with a 5-0 result against Burnley, you can't complain. I think he's doing the right thing.
Okay. Chris, where are you? And especially, where are you with the Laporte situation? Is he being hung out to dry here a bit?
I hope not, mate. I really hope not. I listened to you last night on the Talking Balls, Martin, and I asked you to give Stones a public apology, and you did. And I honestly, mate, I'm so proud of you. It's the first time ever, but I am so proud of you for that. Because he has played really well since coming back in. You know, it's not easy to sometimes.
I will apologise when.
No, it's not easy. It's not easy to say. You know, somebody thought should have been out the door. You know, stood up and done what he done. But I don't.
100,000 people as well.
There's a reason I don't really. I take it with a bit of a pinch of salt. Really, is because he dropped Laporte, brings in Stonesy, right? Because Laporte had a couple of bad games, or not his greatest games. Let's put it that way. Yeah, Riyad Mahrez hadn't had a decent game until last week. So how did Riyad get in that team when he'd not played well all season? Yeah. So and he had a good game last week. Don't get me wrong, and he deserves to keep his place. But I think Pep will rotate, and I think the reason that he will rotate is that we have so many games coming up, and until the end of this season, if we stay in the competitions, we will have loads and loads of games to play, and Pep will have to rotate. You're going to have COVID tests coming back positive. You're going to have injuries. There will be rotation. I'd love it if it was on, you deserved on merit to get into the team. Mm-hmm. But how do you keep a squad like what City have got all happy if you play 11 players game in, game out?
Liverpool did it last year.
Say again, mate.
Liverpool didn't make a lot of changes last year.
No, but Liverpool don't have an in-depth squad like City do.
No, but that's what I know. I agree with you. But what I'm saying is Liverpool didn't change a lot last year, and they played probably about 8 games less than us. About that, because they went out the cup, but they still went in the Champions League. They were still in the league, and their 11 didn't change a lot last year. So is it they just got lucky, or have they got a better training and physio and everything else? Well, we know we've got a better physio than Nick Towers. But how come Liverpool can do it consistently with the 11 and we have to rotate?
Because we're in awful competitions. We're not in 2 competitions like Liverpool are most of the time.
That's another thing, isn't it, Carl? Klopp, he prioritises competitions each season. And Pep goes for all 4.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. So I think that's what it is. There are other rumours, Martin, that I will not get into as to why Liverpool players seem to stay fitter than the rest. But
fellas, I haven't heard these rumours.
But I shall leave it there.
I do want to talk about. I saw one Chop's comment about Stones being a liability, and it's this myth about Stones being a liability. I mean, who bailed us out against Liverpool with a goal line clearance? Wasn't it Stones? Right?
No, Carl, I get that, but he has balled up in big games as well.
He has some, right? But hasn't Vinny done that sometimes? Well,
I was about to say that because I was listening to talk, earlier tonight coming home from work in the snow. Yes, in the snow. Don't say it, you down there. He's dying to go. He's dying to say it.
Oh, it's nice and warm. There you go.
Oh, sorry, I'm sat here in 26-degree heat, Okay. Right. And they said company made a lot of errors. Company made problems. Look at the Leicester game, the Hull away game, the Liverpool at home game, where could have quite easily got red cards for reckless challenges and silly mistakes. But company, because it was company, got away with it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a narrative. Once that narrative is perpetuated, it just scurries along. I heard on Talk today that City just buy a defender. Chelsea bought Thiago Silva, bought Ben Chilwell, right? They bought a new goalkeeper. United bought who? They bought Harry Maguire. Cavani's come in, right? They got the new left back, Tellez. So what are we talking about? But there's a narrative that they always use City as a negative beaten board whenever they want to make a negative point about either spending or not being up there right now. They use that as a beating board. I just hope that we prove them all wrong by going about winning 18 games in a row like we did before, the only team to do it, and going on to win the championship. I mean, I hope we do that. And we're capable of doing that.
Okay. Alan, Laporte, does he deserve to be given a chance back?
Oh, yeah, but he deserved to be dropped at the time as well because he was very inconsistent this season. He had a poor game against Spurs, which he always does every year. He seems to have a brain fire against them for some reason.
Yeah.
But he has been inconsistent throughout the year. Yes, granted, Mahrez has been the same. But there has to be a point when you have to rest somebody and give someone an opportunity. I.e. Stones has been sat there waiting for an opportunity to come in and prove himself again. And hands up, everybody's got to say he's done really well. And good on him for fighting back. Good on him. And at the moment, I don't think Stones deserves to be dropped at the moment. But Laporte will come in because we've got so many games. Chris is absolutely spot on with that. They're going to have to rotate. Even when the manager said, I'm only going to play players in form. Yeah, I get that. But on the same point, he's going to have to rotate because there's so many games he's got to play.
I know that one. Sorry, I do know that one. Can't think of his name. I told my son this the other day. It's Seedorf. I think it's Clarence Seedorf. I think. I'm not sure.
He's a good player, isn't he?
I think it's AC Milan, Ajax.
Yeah, he's a good player.
It was the only one he with. I can't remember the third club. It was like AC Milan, Ajax.
He was at Madrid, wasn't he?
Madrid. Yeah. I told this to someone the other day because my son was wanting to know who he was in FIFA. That's why we talked about him. Anyway, my earphones on, Martin. Klopp only ever goes to one trophy a season. Look at his sides. Well, he doesn't. He goes to the Champions League and League. He doesn't just go for one. Look at his sides in both cups. I thought you'd gone to bed. Both cup competition last season. Pep goes all out for massive difference. Like gone to bed, Oh, definitely off to sleep now. Night, I'll give it a thumbs up. Hey, will you go to sleep? Go to sleep, will you?
You can't do it.
I knew I shouldn't have turned this on. I'm not even criticising. I'm asking questions that are being asked by other City fans on other media platforms. So I'm asking on here. That's all I'm doing. So none of us are saying that. We're all saying Pep's just blowing smoke at the moment, that it will be rotation. He won't do this.
I don't know. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that he's doing what he said he was going to do, which is make some changes. I think having Diaz and Stones, for me, was evidence of that.
They're the only changes he's made, really.
And then if this game tomorrow, he may give Laporte a chance. If Laporte screws up again, it'll be a few games till he gets back.
Well, since Tottenham, what's he really changed?
Stones.
That's it. That's what I mean. Since we're not. I mean, Sterling's played still, and I wouldn't say he's been great this season so far.
But I think Sterling plays because we don't have Sergio Aguero. If Sergio was fit, and you had Mahrez fit, Ferran Torres fit, and Foden fit, Sterling may not get a shot.
True. But
know?
people would say, other than that Mahrez hat-trick, Mahrez didn't deserve to start against Burnley on his form.
He didn't, and I was furious that he did. If you remember correctly.
Yeah, so that's the point. So do we believe Pep what he's saying when he says this? Well, we're going to start on merit, because on merit, Mahrez didn't deserve to start against Burnley.
Maybe it's the same thing. Maybe he gave Mahrez one more shot, right? And Mahrez proved him right. Maybe Laporte tries again tomorrow and he does well. He proves him right. So
one thing I will say, if a hat-trick doesn't give him confidence, nothing will. You know, so we should see a different player now.
Well, let's hope. Does anyone else want to say anything on this Pep rotation?
I think the only thing I would say is that for me to have a fully fit squad, you know, and half of Aguero is, I mean, it's a welcome fresh air for once. Where the problem is, who do we pick to play in what position? It's such a blessing to have that at this point in time, going into December with every game every couple of days. It's, I mean, we went on games, Martin, and we're up there.
Yeah.
Is anyone worried about Aguero because he's constantly picking up injuries in training? Because I'm very concerned.
Good question.
Yep.
You know, he's constantly picking up little knee injuries, and he's now not played since, what is it, March?
Yeah.
Well, you mean consistently played since March? Because he's made appearances, but he's not consistent.
But I'm very concerned at what the situation is here. You know, because if it gets to January and he still isn't in the team, what do we do? Do we go out and get a loanee? I would.
Apparently, we're not going to do anything according to reports.
Well, if he's not back in January, we need to go and get someone on loan for the rest of the season. Because we need a new striker.
And said nobody. We've got a good enough squad. We go with what we got. Which I disagree with. And we in.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Martin. I don't think we have got a good enough squad.
If the right player comes up, Martin, if the right player comes up, we'll go for a player. Yeah. But you'll just keep it all on the lowdown. He's not going to be saying, we're going out and buying this.
I agree.
£1 million for Haaland, maybe?
No, you're not going to get Haaland. You're not going to get anyone of that kind of.
You're not
getting that player.
Hang on. Fernando Torres got bought by Chelsea in January, and nobody would have said Fernando Torres was leaving Liverpool at any point in January.
Well, maybe not, but he was not in good form for Liverpool at that time, mate. That wasn't much of a surprise to me. You will not get Erling Haaland in January, Martin.
Not when they're in the Champions League.
And you will not get.
Not when they're in the Champions League, pal.
No, and you're not going to get Koulibaly either, so forget about it.
Oh, God. Is he still going on about it?
Anyone got anything they want to say on any more on this Pep rotation?
We'll find out tomorrow, right? If indeed he is true to his word. If Stones and Diaz play tomorrow, then clearly he's serious about, okay, Laporte, you have some work to do to get back in.
Yeah.
Sterling doesn't play, then we know that, okay, Sterling, you got some work to do to get back in. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think the players know that they're not in now. They've got to work to get themselves back in. I just hope, all this that I've read and that's been on talk, and everything else, that there's a rift between Pep and Laporte. There's a load of garbage. I mean, it's just, I know this is a side note, but I did watch the Porto game back the next day, and Ian Dark needs to be totally ashamed of himself, because that was the worst. That wasn't even impartial commentating at all. That he mentioned that how much each defender cost about 1,000 times. Everything. It was just diabolical, and something needs to be done about that and quick, because I don't see Liverpool or United. United got beat 3-1 the next night. Half the stick we got with a 0-0 draw in Porto.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have. I have the pleasure of not listening to Ian Dark like you guys do, but I have to listen to what's his name, Carragher, and Micah Richards on CBS.
I don't mind Micah.
Mick has actually improved, so I'm happy for him. But in the US side, there's some really good commentators who actually come on to talk. There's a guy, Drury's really good. I like him. He's fair and balanced. Arlo White is a Liverpool file. He loves Liverpool, loves Leicester. So there are a couple out there that, and NBC loves Liverpool because of the whole Connecticut, New York, Boston connection. But overall, they're pretty much fair for the most part, unlike BT and others who are clearly don't have any kind words for us.
Yeah,
he's just sticks a boxing end up.
Well, I thought he was a boxing commentator.
He's very good on the boxing.
Oh yeah, he is. But because I remember he used to do all the big ones. He used to do a lot of Lennox Lewis. Remember that? He used to do a lot of Lennox Lewis fights. And but it's football. It's just. I mean, Martin Tyler's the same. It takes about 30 seconds before they roll out how much City have spent on defenders.
Oh goodness me!
It's absolute. And apparently, we've still got a crap defense.
Oh, Tyler, man. Tyler is like, oh, goodness me. You know, one of the better commentators we hear in the US, Efan Ikoku. Efan is on point, facts, no BS, clear facts about the game, about the players, no bias. Why can't we have more like that?
Efan Ikoku. Last one passed. Sorry, right. Anyway, that was my little rant on that anyway. Yeah. Let's move on to the next subject. Fans yesterday and Wednesday were back in the ground. You're clapping up there, Carl. Not a lot of people are clapping here in England about it.
Well, it's give it time. Hopefully by the 17th of this month, you guys will be back in, right? That's the hope. That's the hope, right?
No. Who's told you that?
Didn't they say that they're going to review it again on the 16th of December, the government?
Yeah, there's not a chance we're getting 50 full houses back in December.
Oh, but 2,000, at least 2,000 back.
No. Well, that's what I was about to say. 2,000. Well, yes, I did. Yes, Charlie, I did hear that. But that wasn't what they said at first. But obviously they've gone back on that. Yeah. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, obviously, like they've said. Tier 1 can have 4,000 in. I think there's the Isles of Isle of Skye and everything else in Devon were allowed Tier 1. So
isn't Brighton Tier 1? Is Brighton Tier 1 or Tier 2?
No. Okay. Tier 2. So Tier 2, 2,000 fans. Tier 3 and nobody. But Liverpool now, I mean, not to have a little knock here, but it's come out and Cal will laugh at this. 2,000 fans were allowed in Liverpool, but they had to come from the Liverpool city centre region. So they had to have a postcode of the city centre region. And I think it worked out, I think it was like 8% of Liverpool season ticket holders came from the Liverpool city centre region. I think it was 50 or 60. Everton season ticket holders came out, and very much like the Man United thing. If Man United were allowed 2,000 fans in, they'd be a bit screwed because not a lot of them are going to get in.
You guys are wicked.
And this was a question posed by Chris. Is there an advantage here for having 2,000 fans in? And is it fair? How come Arsenal, basically all of London can have 2,000 fans, and they can, and they have been singing, chanting and cheering and everything else, which I read and was on the government site and everything else, that we weren't going to be allowed to do that. But obviously that's gone back. So is it fair? Are they playing at an advantage over everybody else? Carl, start with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fair. I've said it from day one. I don't agree with it. It's not fair. I think there should be either everyone should have fans, 2,000, or no one should have fans, right? Or instead of having 2,000, do 500 or 1,000 across the board and manage it properly. But there has to be equal distribution of fans across the state. Now, granted, there's COVID-19, the different R rates. I understand that, but I tell you what, to me, there's an advantage that's seated to a team that has fans in the stadium, even if it's 100 fans. It gives you a lift. I watched the Arsenal game yesterday against the Europa League, and clearly there was a lift. The way they played, the way they celebrated the fans, you could see the fans were lifting them up, even though they were in 2,000. So it is an advantage to teams that have fans versus City that doesn't have any fans in the stadium at this point in time.
Chris?
Yeah, that was really my point when I said about this earlier on, Martin, was that you don't need a lot of fans. Obviously, you got full house; it's a different matter. But if you've just got your home fans in, you know, for the players themselves to be playing back in front of people is a big thing. They will raise their game, you know, and I think the longer that goes on for Liverpool and the Manchester teams don't get that opportunity, I think there's a good chance that they'll, you know, have better results than we will. I think they'll play to a better level than we are, and I think it does have a massive effect.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone should be back until everyone can go back.
Yeah,
I mean, I've got no interest in going I've got no interest in going to sit in a stadium with another 2,000 fans personally. I don't think it'll be like football at all. But yeah, I think there's
a lot of people said that, Chris. There's a lot of people said they ain't going back no matter whether they get offered tickets or not, because they don't want to go back and have this herd of sheep mentality when they're told when they can do stuff, told when they go to the toilet. Because they even brought in, I did read, they brought in a very specialist company that looks at all the statistics and looks at the going to the toilet pattern, how many people go to the toilet at half time, how many people buy a pie, how many people buy a drink. And they literally brought all this in.
Yeah.
And they literally spent months studying this.
Yeah.
So it could all be done properly. But a lot of fans are like, well, this isn't football anymore. This is not football. And they don't want to go back. And a lot of fans are, it's all in and none in. And I'm telling you, we ain't going to be all in for a long time yet.
Correct. I mean,
but this vaccine ain't rolling out until the end of the year for any of us. And he ain't talking this year.
Yeah.
I'm talking 2021 when this gets nationwide out.
Yeah, Martin, you're absolutely right, buddy. Because I mean, if you want to go to the stadium, there are certain things that you have to abide by to make sure it's safe for yourself and for everyone else. Right? It's a cost of being able to attend the games. Heck, I have kids who are at home who are schooling at home. Whenever we travel or go out, we have to wear a mask. We have to wash our hands. We have to do this and do that. It's 2020, buddy. It's what you have to put up with. So
yeah, but some fans are not going to put up with it, Carl. A lot of fans said they'll never go back now.
And then give up a season ticket, get somebody else to take it.
I love that. No, but that's what I'm saying, Carl. Is it right? Someone of 30 or 40 odd years, we just disregard.
Somebody else will take that ticket if they don't take it. Guaranteed. There's demand.
Apparently, we've got no fans, so that's not the case.
Yeah, but here, I probably won't be able to go to the Etihad for a couple of years until it's safe because I live in London.
Yeah. It's tough. I mean,
I think. Can I have a say?
Yeah, well,
I think you're right. Everyone's got right in what they're saying in different ways. But I do think that we should all be able to go back in the ground before we're allowed back in, because it isn't fair. If one team, particularly from Manchester, and one team from London, some people will go watch their team 2,000. We'll give players a lift without any shadow of doubt. But in Manchester, for us concerning as Manchester City fans and in Manchester, we haven't got rid of the problem. And until we do, you're not, for argument's sake, anyone over 65 ain't going to go anywhere near the football ground at the moment. If they do, they're asking for trouble. Yeah, there's just no way that's going to happen. Manchester's got, Liverpool went through a hardcore lockdown, and I've got 2/3 of it disappeared. It's down to the people of Manchester to sort it out. We've got, whether we agree with the laws or we don't agree with the laws, it's still down to us to do the right thing to try and get on top of it.
Turn it into politics, though.
No, but you have done by asking that question because
but you just said there about Liverpool, and this is not a Liverpool versus Manchester thing. But look at Liverpool; they were quite happy to be the guinea pigs in this mass-produced, quick testing, 15-minute results in and out job.
Yeah.
Manchester and Andy Burnham, the mayor of Manchester, has completely gone against everything Boris has said and has put a brick wall, fought with everything the government has said. And let's be honest, Manchester's being hung out to dry a little bit in this.
Yeah, I agree.
So to me, this isn't just is it safe or not safe. There's a little bit of politics gaming going on here, and
politics,
because Manchester is going to be the last place to get out of anything.
Oh, I agree.
What's happened between the government and Andy? And I don't mean Andy off the top, Andy Burnham, the mayor of Manchester. Absolutely stuck the government over the coals.
Martin, would you right as it is today or tomorrow? Would you feel safe going into the Etihad? Totally 100% safe to go into the Etihad to watch the game tomorrow. That's 2,000 people.
There's not much difference between me going to work at the moment and me going to the Etihad.
Yeah.
I'm still going working with the same of people nearly. There's over I work with over 1,000, including the children. There's over 1,000 people. Wow. So what's the difference where I'm going?
Yeah.
When I go into a supermarket, I don't care what you say. You're still roaming past everyone.
Let's just hope this vaccine that comes in sorts everything out by this time next year. And gets
this is what I'm saying. This vaccine. Everyone's saying this vaccine is going to be bang, right? There's a priority list of where that vaccine's going.
Oh, yeah, it's going to take at least 6 months to get everyone vaccinated.
Whether you like it or not, the four of us, I mean, obviously, it might be different where you are, Carl, and where Alan. Me and Chris are at the bottom of the list of this vaccine, but we're at the bottom. We're sort of, you'll get it when you say we'll get it.
Yeah, it's going to start with the old coming down, isn't it? That's what it's going to do. All hospitals, most vulnerable first, and then it's going to work its way down from the 80s down. That's what's going to happen. So it's going to be 6 months before everyone gets vaccinated.
Yeah.
We don't start our vaccination. We don't start ours till March. We don't need to at the moment because we haven't got it. We haven't got any cases, so we don't need to. Yeah. But we don't start ours till March. We're going to watch the UK, what happens with the vaccines first before we dive in there.
I think over here we are starting with the elderly, the healthcare workers who work in the elderly homes before it goes down by age and to those who are vulnerable. So it'll take a while.
That's what's happening here. But mind we've have one vaccine so far that's been authorised to be used. If this Oxford one comes out, then you might see, that it's going to be quicker to vaccinate more people. The more vaccine that's available.
Yeah,
you've got to keep your fingers crossed. It's been a miserable year.
There's a bigger picture here. At the end of the day, we all want these vaccines to work and be safe as well, and get everyone sorted out so we can get back to our normal lives. People are
a bit naughty one, chop your dick off. A bit of a naughty comment, that.
What's it called?
It don't matter. Anyway, listen. We're getting very political here. Let's move on to Brexit.
Yeah. I know I'm going. Ross has put good evening. Ross was going to come on. I know he's got to go to work, but Ross will be on at some point, I promise you. Because we do want Ross back on. Really, really good guy. Maybe that's why Pep won't play Foden every week, because he's putting him in isolation. I think whenever you go in, it's going to be unsafe to go to a football stadium. Good point.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, away fans, I mean, we've got home fans in, but when are away fans ever going to go back? We're not allowed to travel in and out the country at the moment. So we can say they're not, but they're going to have to at some point, Alan.
When the vaccines come out and they've all been vaccinated. Simple.
You're probably looking next season before you start seeing anything major.
Absolutely. Quite agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
So we're looking at the 21-22 season.
Yeah.
It could. It depends on it, Mark. But there's still a lot to learn about how long the vaccine is, good for. I mean, do you need to have it every 6 months? Who knows? There's still a lot to learn.
And I do apologise that this should just turn into the news night. I do apologise.
No, but this is a good discussion. It affects the fans. It affects people. It affects everyone. So it's part of
it's worldwide as well. It's worldwide, isn't it? So
yeah.
Well, I mean, I've read somewhere, I don't know if everyone's read that, the players are not going to be automatically given this vaccine. The players are going to have to get into line like everybody else.
Yeah, that's right, though. That's right. They're young and fit. They're not going to be the ones who are going to be affected, like the elderly and the disabled and, the vulnerable people. They should get it first.
Martin, the Boxing Day test match in Melbourne, and the tennis open, which is in January, are only allowing 25% into the grounds. And we've got 0 cases and 0 deaths here.
There you go.
So, you know, it's going to be for all this year. It has to be.
Sorry, was you talking about cricket then?
Yeah, great sport. Great sport.
Sorry, mate. I just fell asleep there. Anyway, I have no interest in cricket.
What's he doing? Yeah, exactly. Totally agree. Yeah.
Oh, you've seen Pinky and Perky down at the bottom, don't you? Slag off my ball. I love to play with a bat and a ball. Right, anyway, voting Alan for, voting Alan off. But I'm a celebrity. Vaccines aren't 100%, he's meant to say. BBC News at 11, yeah. We might not see full stadiums till the start of next season. Care home residents, no, Charlie, care home workers will be priority ahead of the residents.
No, they're not. They're both going to be priority.
No, not what I was told.
Listen to the news then.
No, I listened to a family member who works in a care home.
They said on the news tonight.
They say a lot on the news, though.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You and Andy always don't believe what the news says, don't believe a newspaper, so I'm not. I'm believing someone who works.
You don't believe what the BBC say, do you?
No, I'm listening to someone who works in a care home.
Okay.
They're in the middle of it right now.
Yeah.
We're not going to know. Listen, we're not going to know what happens. Anyway, let's move on to the EDS.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really good win today. 2-1
Good,
against Brighton. For those who did not know, over at the CFA, I will run through the team with you today. It was Kieran Slicker who was in goal, followed by somebody who I had completely forgotten about, Claudio Gomez. I thought he'd gone. I thought we'd sold him, but maybe I'm wrong. Taylor Howard-Bellis, Luke Mbiti, who I thought was very, very good against Chelsea in the youth final. Glad he was playing. Adrian Benabi, there was Tommy Doyle, Alex Robertson, James McAtee, who by all intents and purposes I think was one of the best players on the pitch, if not the best. Felix Nemetcha, who took Jayden Bross' place, Cole Palmer, and Liam Delap. Now, that was your team. What happened was that City were apparently I've not watched the game. I was in work. Absolutely battered them. Liam Delap. There was a first half opener from Liam Delap, and then a second goal from James McAtee, who Chris Baker has been raving about for a long time.
Goodness me.
So, what do we think about that then today, guys?
So I had the pleasure, because it's breakfast time, whenever it was 8 o'clock, it's morning breakfast time, I had the pleasure of watching the game. And that could have been 12-0, Frank, 12-1. It could have been. I mean, it seemed as if the kids were just going through the gears. You know, they were basically toying with Brighton in the box. They were a little selfish and greedy. I watched the Liverpool game too, the 7-2 that we won away. And these kids are just completely fantastic. McAtee is a baller. I mean, a player. The control, the movement, the passing, the intelligence. Then Cole Palmer is playing as well on the right side. The lap, his movement is sumptuous on and off the ball. Really, really good. Claudio Gomez played both a right back and holding midfielder. They were all switching positions. It was really good.
How was he? Because I honestly thought we'd sold him.
He struggled at right back, but he played well at defensive midfield. He was quite good at defensive midfield.
Where's he gone? Because I know he went out on loan, and I thought we'd spent, I think it was 8 million buying him. Was it 2-3 years ago we bought him?
Yeah, from PSG.
Went out on loan.
Yeah.
Never heard from him again. And then, is that the first time he's played for EDS this year?
No, I think he played, I'm not sure. Maybe that is the first time he's played. But
you remember that, Chris?
Yeah, I think he did go out. So I don't think he's been out anywhere this season, has he?
No, but I don't remember him seeing in the EDS squad.
Oh yeah, he's played for the EDS team, mate. He has played, mate.
Right.
Yeah, they were good today, though. They were really, really good today. It's good to see the academy playing really well. I think once they won the FA, was it them that won the FA Cup, or the under-18 that won the FA Cup recently?
They were in the cup.
Yeah. I didn't watch along on it. What do you mean I didn't watch along on it, Carl? How rude.
But it was really good watch. Now, if you watched the game last week against Liverpool, oh my gosh, it was a master class. I mean, the goal that was it Cole Palmer or scored, the loft, the chip.
Well,
Liam Delap scored one as well like that, didn't he?
It was. I mean, these kids are. Pep has to take note of these kids because at some point we're going to need them. Against Marseille, for example, in next week, perfect time to bring them in. Perfect time to bring them in. Try out the kids. See what they can do. Sprinkle maybe a couple of senior players in there. Try them out.
Okay, we'll get inside in a minute. Chris, you watched the game, and we'll come back to that.
Sorry,
I've got a different opinion on that. Scott Williams, what is happening to Braff? Is he in his last year of his contract? And he's being ushered out quietly.
Yeah, good point.
Chris, you watched the game. You told me Cole Palmer was very greedy, and I've read reports that he was very greedy today, but he was also one of the best players on the pitch.
Oh, yeah, he's a fantastic player, mate. He just, if he had a little bit more about Kevin De Bruyne about him, he probably would have had 3 or 4 assists today. He's a real talented lad, but there were some good performances out there. They absolutely dominated Brighton. And, Brighton scored with virtually the last kick of the match, Should have been a few more. I was really happy to see Taylor Howard-Bellis. He was immense at the back. I thought Tommy Doyle, as the match just went on, he started to boss it. I thought it was fantastic. Had a really good game. Palmer had a good game. And, for me, James McAtee was just – his feet are outstanding. Yeah. Really, really good player. He missed a chance, a really easy chance actually, but he is a really gifted young man. I thought Nemetria had a good game as well, didn't you, Carl?
Chris, did you think that? I mean, based on what you saw this morning and last week, are the senior players rubbing off on these kids? Is that the confidence that you're seeing them play? I saw them the way they played with a confidence that they knew they were going to win, either which way. The years 3 or 4 times. Look,
Brighton are no mugs at that level. I think I heard them say today that they did the double on us last season.
Correct.
So they're no mugs, but we dominated them for the whole game, really. There is a definite confidence. I think if you go and beat Liverpool or whatever level, like they did, that has to have breed confidence in the team. Yeah. Really, really good performance. Really nice to see. It's just frustrating that we don't get to see some of them get a bit more game time. But it is, it's that next level, isn't it? It's not that easy. Yep. Yeah, really impressed today. Really, really impressed.
Yep.
Alan, did you see any of that game? I know you were probably asleep.
I thought, obviously, I saw a bit of highlights this morning when I woke up, sort of watched on TV. But I'm not going to go with the common grain and say, and I agree with Ross's comment that was brought up before. The youth team, the ADS, should make us another 150 million in the next 2 years from these players.
Well,
There's none of them. No, hang on. Let me have them say. None of them will feature in City's side in the next 3-4 years. I'd like them to be in, but the club has to make a decision from top to bottom. If that's the case, and the fans have to accept no trophies coming in. Well, while Pep's at that club and he's under pressure to win trophies, and he wants to win trophies, none of these kids are going to get a long-term view of City. None of them.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I can't see it.
The only thing I disagree with on any of those comments, Alan, is that we'll get 150 to 200 million for him because we just sold Tosin for 2. So
I know what you're saying, but we have done in the past.
Unless we get somebody we get somebody in who knows how to sell players, then they'll probably go for about 40
that's million. Not the exactly. But you know what I'm saying.
I do, mate.
I'd love to see City have, I hate to say this, when the team from down the road bought their 5-lad team and they tore it apart. I'd love to see that with some of these youngsters. Love to see it. It'd be fantastic if Phil Foden, Cole Palmer comes in, and Tommy Doyle comes in, Tyler Howard-Bellis, all in the same team throughout the seasons for about 4 or 5 years. I'll be elated.
Yeah. Oh, we all would definitely would be.
Somebody else.
I mean, is it fair to say, Chris and Alan, that this is probably the most talented squad we've had since the Foden, Sancho generation?
Since then, yeah. I think the most talented side was about with Paul Lake and Brighton. Yeah. They were a great team.
Stevie Redmond, all that lot.
Yeah.
And they played, but you have to sacrifice maybe not competing for a couple of years if that happens.
It reminds me of think about what I saw this morning and last week. It reminds you of the Barcelona La Masia, the way they play, with the confidence and the passing and the movement. It was kind of ingrained in how they actually play.
Yeah.
Right. Slow, then quick. Slow, quick. Recover the ball. Play halfway up the line. Taylor Howard-Bellis was just he just looked calm, composed.
Carl, I would love to see all these kids in the first team for 10 years. What's that?
Is that?
Sorry, I'm checking something.
Oh, right, okay. That's his excuse for not listening. But I would love to see.
Alan, I am listening, mate. But seeing as you've just taken over, I'm just keeping quiet.
Okay. So no, no. I would love to see the youngsters come in for the next 10 years and play starring roles in our team. All these lads and dominate. I'd love to see it. But hand on heart, can you see it?
I can't see it. I can see one or two, maybe once in a while. But it'll be difficult to see because the first team, who's gonna drop, right? Who? He's
buying young players, isn't he? He's buying young players. So unless they have disasters, and we have another, Phil Foden type player coming through, they're gonna have to be very, very outstanding, and outstanding to get in.
Can I just intervene 1 minute, please? Charlie Everett, that's what I was just checking. Sounds absolutely perfect, mate, and it's not lagging for us. So just maybe reset and come back on. Because it's absolutely fine for us. The sound's perfect. I just checked it.
Yeah.
That's what I was checking on my phone then. It's absolutely fine. So, right. I totally understand what you're all saying. I think, Alan, you are dreaming a bit with this 150, 200 million, considering our biggest outgoing was Nacho for, 20 odd. I think you're dreaming of 200 million.
Well, you know where I'm coming from, don't you? I'd love to see Braff coming in and Taylor Howard-Bellis and Tommy Doyle.
Okay, well, here's the thing for you lot then, like you're all saying. Can Pep afford to throw all these youngsters like you're all saying? You just rounded off Braff, Foden. Foden's in. Taylor Howard-Bellis and everyone else. If Pep's job's to win trophies, is he just going to roll in all these kids and go, here you go?
We have one opportunity, Martin, coming up next week against Marseille. That's the opportunity. That is the opportunity for me. We're in December, right? We have how many games in how many weeks? Next week is the opportunity to bring these kids in and to play them. The lap,
He's already done it. He's already done it, Carl.
THB.
The lap played in the Carabao Cup against Arsenal.
But next week
against Burnley. Who was it in the Carabao Cup who Delap scored against?
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And Cole Palmer played at Burnley. So they've already had a go.
Yeah.
We've had Tommy Doyle in last season.
Yep.
So I understand what you're saying. It's fine bringing him in for a game or two, but are you going to play him long term? Is there a long term goal for them under Pep Guardiola? Is it just a buy and sell market?
I think to Chris's point that City fans need to realize that the objective of the academy is to find the gems like Foden to carry up, or to sell players to generate revenue for the club. Right? That's the reality, right? The cream of the crop will make it into the crop at some point. Majority, 80, 90%, will be sold to make revenue. That's the reality.
Ross makes a really good point. Would we all be jumping on Delap if we had an Aguero and a fit Jesus? Would we be all screaming for Delap? Or is it because we're without a strikers, can't score a lot at the minute, so we're all screaming for a young kid?
Well, we used to have 4 strikers under Mancini, right?
Yeah, but we've not had 4 strikers.
We played 2 up top in them days, didn't we?
True. That's fair.
But my point is, are we screaming about Delap now because we've got no Aguero and Jesus has been injured and we've been playing?
We are.
Would we be screaming for Delap if we had Aguero and Jesus firing? No one would be going, yeah, we should play Delap. Stick him in.
I think fans would still like to see Delap in like the Carabao Cup games that all the dead rubbers still like to see him play because they want the academy, like the Rashford bringing the academy kid through the academy, but there won't be that overarching. Oh, we want Delap right away because we'll have Aguero and Jesus fit. You're right.
I mean, that's my only thing, and I do think. I mean, this is just my opinion. I think the CFA is used as our FFP out.
I agree.
Yeah, it is.
And it's smart. It's a smart thing to do.
It is, without any shadow of a doubt.
But people like you just said, I know Chris really likes him. You like him, Alan. Jaden Braff apparently really raves about him. Can't even get in the EDS team at the minute.
Must be form.
We're all raving to get him into the first team. But he can't even get in Gareth Taylor's team. Not Gareth Taylor.
The new guy, right? He's the new guy, right? Who's the new coach for the EDS? He's a new coach, right? Can't remember his name.
Not Will.
I want to say one thing today that a certain Patrick Vieira got booted today.
Oh, yeah, he got
booted. I wonder if he was going heading back to the Etihad.
No, that wouldn't happen.
To see. We've got a coach missing.
That brings up someone did say about Ralpho Morrell. Apparently he's in DC United and he wants to go over and actually he's very, very keen on doing that. So it might be another assistant Pep's losing out the door to future own career. But Chris, let me just carry on this EDS road.
Mm-hmm.
Will these be actually given a proper chance under Pep Guardiola, or is the job just too big now to be affording kids in? Because let's be honest, Lampard wouldn't have had half of them in if there wasn't a transfer ban.
True.
Yeah, maybe not, but I think Delap he might have missed his opportunity. That's not his fault. When Sergio and Gabby were both out, we preferred to play the square peg in the round hole rather than playing the striker. Yeah, well, that's what he chose to do. Whether William Delap's going to be, another Erling Haaland's another thing. I don't think he's at that level, mate. But what Carl says is absolutely bang on. It's going to be only the exceptional players who make it. Yeah, if we weren't challenging for trophies like we are at top of the league like we are, then a lot of these kids would get more game time. That's for sure. But you can't keep on, giving young lads a run and waiting for them to hit, really good form. You can't do that, unfortunately. I think Delap's missed his chance. I think Cole Palmer has an opportunity. If he keeps progressing, he needs to definitely work on his assist play, definitely. But he looked really tricky. But you look at him, I don't know how old Nemecha is these days, but he's no kid.
I'll find out for you now, mate.
But he had a good game.
He had a good game, yeah.
He was the one who took over Braff's place, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what's going on with Jaden Braff. I don't know whether he's injured or he's just not been selected. But there's obviously
he's 20 years old, bang on 20 this year.
Well, he had a good game, a very good game.
20 years old is quite old for an EDS player.
Yeah, but this is the under 23s. Yeah.
Yeah, and see, that's my other thing with this EDS thing of under 23s. If you're a quality player, you're in the squad at 21, 22. You're not stuck in the EDS.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
You ain't stuck in the EDS, really. At 20, 21, 22, you should be knocking on the door to the first team, if not in the first team. We're talking
the other argument is as well, when they get to 20, 21, and they're not in the first team, they should be banged out on one or so.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because, I think it's a great point. Because Delap, there's only going to so much progression he's going to get in the EDS before he's going to go, you let me go out on low.
Yeah.
Just let me go on low. Let me go and play first team for a Nottingham Forest, something like that, and out I go. Derby, I don't know.
Yeah.
So Martin, again, I think to your point, right? I mean, and we made this point that it's only the exceptional players that will get into the first team. City fans want Haaland. Because if we get Haaland in the summer, what happens to Delap? He's going to go on sale. Going to sell him to Dortmund or RB Leipzig or Benfica.
Anyway, I think he's missed his chance.
You know, and we make the money. FFP. We have to. If we don't have the if we didn't have the EDS squad to sell, we would be blowing FFP like no man's business, and we would be. You know, we have to sell players to make revenue. It's simple math.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, remember, we've had all these youngsters before. We had Brahim Diaz, who everyone raved about. Went off to Real Madrid. Struggled to even get on the bench, and has now rolled up to AC Milan.
He's doing all right.
He's doing
He's doing all right.
No, I know what you're saying. I know he's doing all right, but we're not talking that he's. A lot of these youngsters we've let go in the past, Ian Atchall, they're not gone and ripped up trees. There's only Sancho who's really gone away, and you go, you know what? That's a big loss. There's only Sancho. I'm sat back going, that is a big loss to us. There's nobody else I can think of where I'm going, you know what? I'm really gutted we didn't keep him.
Again, Martin, it goes back to the argument that we made that only the top players get into the squad. The rest will be sold for revenue. It's a good business model. You can't blame hierarchy for that.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, we're all a bit romantic here. We'd love McAtee to get in, and we'd love Cole Palmer, and it'd be great to get him in.
And Doyle.
Tosin, you know what they're going about Tosin. Let's be honest. Tosin was not Man City's first team level. Let's call a spade here. Would he got in ahead of John Stones or a Ruben Diaz or a Laporte? No, he wouldn't have done. So let's take the romance out of it and go, well, maybe we've got an argument on £2 million. Of course we have a damn argument. Because I've said to you, cheeky sometimes is a bit of a Del Boy, bag of crisp and a £10 note and out the door you go. We are crap at selling players. I'd love to be in these negotiations when people must bang on our door and start at £1 and work up. I don't know what they do, but for some reason we cannot sell players at a decent profit. We can't do it. I don't know why. We just
can't be good at everything, Martin. Can't be good at everything.
It's because we've paid them too much in salaries at City.
Yeah.
And then when they negotiations with a Notts Forest or whoever, they're only offering a quarter what City are paying them.
Yeah.
So the way to get them off the bloody payroll is to say, well, we'll give you for cheap, and you can make it up with the money you've got from there to pay a decent amount of money. Yeah. Because they're not going to leave and be on less money. You would walk out of your job, Martin, and go in for 2/3 down on your salary. There's no way. So, and the youngsters are doing the same. They are saying, I'm earning this at City, I'll stay where I am. And this is the problem with the Otamendi scenario. That was a perfect example of what's been going on. They're paying the players far too much money. Simple.
Well, Mr. Ollup says here, playing Sterling's a striker over the lap earlier. Clearly a mistake, and we paid for it. You got to remember this as Pep Guardiola. Raheem Sterling is not going to say to Sterling, tell you what, you're off, you're out the squad here and bringing in a kid. Ain't happening.
You would have to do that, wouldn't you?
It's not 300 grand a week. He shouldn't go to school.
Yeah, but you don't have to do that, do you? You just put Sterling on the right wing.
Yeah.
Do you know what? You should be manager, Chris. So simple.
You're right.
Yeah. But it worked. It worked before. It worked in 17, 18.
Martin, if you're not in at 20, you're not getting. I mean, I'm sorry, that's just for me. I used to say it to my lads on a football on a Sunday morning. They used to come to me and they used to go, at 17, they used to go, do you think I'll get scouted? And I'm like, you're 17. I'm not here to dash your hopes, but if you've not been scouted at 17, the chances are you're very limited now where you're going. Clubs don't pick kids up at 17, 18. They pick them up
there's very few.
6.
Yeah, there's very few Vardies, isn't there, knocking around?
Yeah, Ian Wright was another one.
Yeah, we're never going to get an Ian Wright ever again, are we? That is just never happening where you get a lad at his age coming in off the streets and bang, becomes one of the world's best strikers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's never going to happen ever again for me.
Yeah.
Even Sancho hasn't done much, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I won't mind him back.
Tell you who
He's getting our team.
Braff before he leaves.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, Doopy. I do think Braff will go. That's just my opinion. I do think Braff will go. I think Braff's. I don't know why, because I don't know anything. I don't know what's going on with Braff. I don't know if any of you guys know, but none of us are in the club. We don't know. But if he can't even get in the EDS team.
Well, like I said, Martin, you don't know whether he's injured or not, do you? You don't know that.
Well, he was on the bench, mate. He was on the bench in the final.
On the bench, yeah, the semi-final.
Yeah, he was on the bench. Yeah. So I don't think he's. I'm just looking. When one of your best wingers is on the bench for a semi-final and a final, there's something a bit wrong there, isn't there? A little bit of. You can't exactly say the Pep can't go, yeah, you come in you come. Can't even get in the EDS squad, but come and play in the first team here. Yeah. Who do you want me to drop? Sterling, a KDB, or maybe Torres? I wish it would, but it isn't. Scott says, Scott, it's here. Your prize is here. I am sending it tomorrow, first class recorded. So you will get it, buddy. Tosin, 2 million was shocking, hasn't been disgraced at Fulham. And the highlights I've seen is still no constant at Fulham title. Yeah, he's very good, but my point is on Tosin, there's levels. There's levels. We're talking Fulham level, we're talking Manchester City level.
Yeah.
That's why I never get excited when someone goes, he was really good at Blackburn.
But he's right. But he's 2 million. 2 million is the point, mate.
Oh, yeah,
2 million.
I mean, League One clubs don't pay more than £2 million for players. I don't know how that's happened. I think I'm amazed. I'd love to have been in that negotiation. I just wanted them. Great show, boys. We'll watch the rest later. Alan, you look like you're working at a taxi rank. Braff has attitude problems, so I've heard. Well, I'm not allowed to say that anymore because apparently I get told off. Matt, will you take him looking with last section? Yes, I will. No, well, yeah, taking the missus. She's looking off. He's coming back from injury, Martin. Yeah, but Man City for life. He didn't play in the semi-final against. Who did he play in the semis? Chris.
United, wasn't it? Or was that Chelsea? Chelsea had United, didn't they? Who did we have?
Was it Blackburn?
I did watch it.
Was it Blackburn?
I think it was Blackburn.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
He was on the bench against Blackburn and he was on the bench against Chelsea. And he wasn't injured then, so.
But Martin, you're making assumptions about a player. You have no idea what's going on with him. Yes, he might have a very bad attitude. You love it when they have bad attitudes.
No, I'm coming back from Pep's comment that he's 7th or 8th choice.
Yeah, that was in the summer, right? Yeah, and fair enough. But you don't know. Don't make assumptions about the guy. He could be injured. He could be, not ready for playing just at the minute. He might have a very bad attitude. There you go.
So, Chris, here's my question then. When are they ready for playing? When they're 25?
For what? Jaden Braff's 17.
So when are they ready for playing?
Playing where?
In the first team. This is what I'm saying. When are they ready?
When they're good enough.
But you're all telling me Braff's good enough.
No one said that Braff. No one has said that Braff. No, they haven't. No one has anyone said tonight that Braff should be playing the first team. No, people wanted to see Braff. People wanted to see Braff in the pre-season games. That's when they wanted to see him, because they know, if you have watched him, Martin, I don't know if you have or not. Yes, he's a very exciting player.
Yeah.
He might not make it. He might not, and he might be the next Sancho who wants to go somewhere else and for whatever the lad wants to do. But I'm telling you now, he's an exciting player, and that's why people wanted to see him in pre-season.
Yeah, he's exciting, but didn't Pep say the behavior or the attitude of the players is also important?
Yeah,
as well?
Of course, and that is something that City have become very, stringent on with their player profiles when they're buying players, isn't it? So they'll be the same with the kids for sure.
Yeah.
Well, David Solomon is saying not really an assumption. Someone who also reports on Man City said it on Twitter, so I don't know.
Well, Twitter obviously is where you should get all your information from.
This is the biggest load of trust I've ever seen in my life.
I've not mentioned attitude today. Braffy's good enough for Doopy. So again, Doopy, why is he not in the squad? That's my only question back to you. I don't want to get Martin in trouble. Listen, everyone gets me in trouble. Don't worry.
He's always in trouble.
Yeah. I think structural changes, transfers going to change due to the Brexit rule, changes in buying under 21 players. Yeah, we will talk about that when it comes into effect in the new year. Bradford's direct and exciting. He will liven up our attack.
You can't even get into the EBS squad, guys. You can't even make the EBS squad.
He's a reporter for City.
So are you, Martin.
I've never said I was. Right, anyway. Anyone else got anything to say before we wrap up?
Just thankful for you guys again. Just thankful, you guys are safe, you're healthy, and no one's sick. Because over here, we're losing 2,000 a day.
Yeah, it's horrendous, Carl.
Yeah, no, over here, because of the lack of leadership, over here, 2,000 a day are dying. A day, 2,000 a day.
Wow.
That's 14,000 a week are dying.
That's a lot, man.
14,000 souls a week gone like that. It's incredible. It's just a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree with you, Peter. He's 8 players ahead of him. There's how many players ahead of him in the EDS squad at the moment as well, mate?
Yeah. So
I think people get carried away.
Martin, Andy, everyone's healthy and well. So I'm pleased and happy with that.
Yeah, I am feeling a lot better from last week. I've not been that ill in a long time, I will admit that. Not been that ill in a long, long time. Alan, have you got anything you want to say before you leave?
No, I just want to wish everyone a good weekend and enjoy your shopping. I know you're missing the game tomorrow, Martin. Lionel Blue there, obviously, got his priorities on, correct there. Walking down the shops buying dresses for his missus and shirts and red shirts, while the game's being played, priorities are not there really, are they?
Sorry, did I say I wasn't watching it?
Yeah, mate. Don't go too far. Don't go too far, Martin. Yeah, and that's it. And hopefully, City win at the weekend, which will be great.
You might just get banned permanently the way you're going. Great. Anything you want to say, mate?
There's a question there that you would need to answer, Martin.
We'll go on then.
Only play in the Merseyside, Manchester, North London, and North East Derby.
Oh,
I was going to say an Elka, and it's not.
I think I know it is.
It would have been an Elka if the North East wouldn't have been in there. No, because an Elka is playing in the Merseyside derby, the Manchester derby, and he's playing in the North London derby.
Yeah, I think it might be Louis Saha. That's who I reckon that is.
You get Louis Saha. Yeah,
it is. Louis Saha, yeah.
Tell you what, I might start getting answered it. Who said City striker? City striker.
Oh, a City striker.
Paul Stewart.
Is that?
I think Louis Saha has it. He played Sunderland, didn't he? He played at Everton.
No, Quinn didn't play Merseyside, did he?
No.
Louis Saha, when did he play against when he played? You don't think he played in the North London one at Spurs?
Right. Well, I don't know. That was my guess. Yeah. No, it's just great to see everyone.
Man, he can get in the EDS. He's just injured. Well, he wasn't injured for the semi or the final, mate. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, I'm not going to argue about it because I'm not arguing. It's all opinions. I don't think Braff will make it. You lot do. That's absolutely fine. No. People on the chat.
You are off your.
Want to give a big thank you guys to keep us entertained. Great show as always. You each one of you guys, an MCFTV team. Martin, I see the S coach, not me. I don't know. So I don't have a line for it.
Quick one. Is Patrick Vieira coming back to City? What do you think?
No.
Okay.
Thanks, Scott. Thank you.
There you go. Scott, it will be with you. I'll send it out tomorrow, mate. And it will come first class recorded, even though you don't want it to. It will do, mate. Because I want you to get
VAR, did we?
Oh, we didn't. Oh,
No, you'll save it till next time, mate.
Yeah, it's because we're going on to 2 hours, and I know Carl wants to go
Yeah.
I'm there watching cricket now. A proper game.
Guys, next week we will talk about VAR. We were going to talk about it, but
We'll be ready.
For another 3 hours. We will talk about VAR next week. Thank you for reminding me, Ginger Princess down there.
It's all right, mate. It's all right. I can't believe you're going Christmas shopping and not watching City. I think you're a disgrace.
Two games on the bounce. 2 games on the bounce. 2 games. You're not watching the game.
Whoa.
Alan,
said, I'm not watching it tomorrow.
2 games.
I'm just not doing a watch on.
Disgrace. 2 games.
Sorry,
you are shopping. Hang on. When you're walking around the shops looking for red shirts, when you should be watching the game.
Sorry, should we talk about what shirts you buy?
I buy that shirt. No, City ones.
Martin, gotta go. Calling me. I gotta go. Take care.
Carl, you're a legend. Mine.
Bye. See you, Dupe.
Take care, mate.
Anyway.
Martin, great family shopping. Family first. Yes, it isn't. I will be watching the game. Chris is gone because he's having a paddock. Need 6 hours for that. Chris is joking. Guys, thank you very much. I don't know if Chris is coming back. He's just gone. But guys, thank you so much for coming on the Friday Night Social. Chris, I don't know where he's gone. I think he's either lost connect. I haven't removed him. He's literally, I'm just trying to see now.
He's gone to the fridge for another beer.
What?
Have you gone to the fridge for another beer?
I don't know. It's what I'm trying to find out. Top show, lads. Enjoy your weekend. Yeah, good night, Charlie. Take care, Anthony. I'll do some more swatting for your questions, Anthony. Chris must have lost connection, but we'll find out. I'm in the comments. Why have you gone? You. Guys, take care. Have a lovely, lovely weekend. I will be back on Sunday night with FIFA 21 career mode. Sunday night, FIFA 21 career mode will continue. There will be a watch along midweek for Marseille. I will be back for the watch along for Marseille. I promise you, because I know I can't do tomorrow, but I will be watching the game. Ignore Alan. I'll have it on my phone. Because I have got Sky Go and everything else.
All right. I just want to see you walking around the shops at the same time, but there we go.
Oh, it'll happen. Don't you worry. Trust me. And then also the Manchester Derby. But take care. Have a great, great weekend. I'll see you Sunday night. Andy will be back tomorrow with the match reaction to City versus Fulham. Come on, Blues. Let's get a big win and let's get this title challenge underway. Take care. Yes, hooray, Andy Blue Moon watch along on Wednesday versus Marseille, I promise you. And don't forget my birthday on Thursday.
Oh, God.
Take care. Have a great evening. And as always, guys, up the Blues. Take care.